Find the inverse by using elementary row transformation. So this is a 3 by 3 matrix and we'll apply the elementary row transformation and then we'll try to find out the inverse of this matrix. So we have A equals I into A. Identity matrix, when you multiply it with any matrix, that is going to come as the same matrix. So even if you write A equals IA, it won't affect. They both are equal actually. Solution is in front of you. But we are going to do this example one by one, step by step, so that you understand fully how this elementary row transformation work in case of finding out the inverse of the matrix. So you have 0, 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 3 and 3, 1, 1. This is your A, the matrix. Then identity matrix here, because A we are going to essentially make the left hand side A as I. So that I we are starting with it. So we have this identity matrix. This is called I3 also, I subscript 3 also. And this A will of course come, but I am not writing it. The right hand side A multiplied by A. So basically we have to convert this left hand side so that it becomes the identity matrix. And meanwhile, while doing all these steps, the right hand side will become the A inverse. So row 2 we are changing to row 2 minus row 3. Why we are doing this? Just because we want the diagonal values as 1, other values as 0. So row 2 minus row 3, see 1 minus 0, the first row and the third row will remain like that. So let me write the first and third row, it won't change. So row 2 minus row 3. So 1, row 2 minus row 3, okay, 1 minus 3 minus 2, 2 minus 1, 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. And third row will remain like that. So I'm just write, this also you have to do, okay. Row 2 minus row 3, 0 minus 0, 0, 1 minus 0 is 1 and 0 minus 1 is minus 1. So this row 2, I'll just add negative 1 here. So I'm adding it, minus 1. I'm just trying to suggest whatever row transformation you will do, you have to do it simultaneously on both the matrix on the left hand side and right hand side. Okay, so we have got 2 ones in the diagonal, one more one will do. So we will change row 1 to row 1 minus row 3. Sometimes we do this row transformation twice or thrice so that we prepare the matrix for next 0 or 1. So row 1 minus row 3 is 0 minus 3 is minus 3, 1 minus 1 0, 2 minus 1 is 1. Other I am just writing like that. So 1 minus 0 is 1, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 1 is negative 1. And this is 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. So this, why we have got this minus 3, you will just see. When we add this first and third row, we will get certain value. So row 3 I am changing, row 3 plus row 1, because 3 minus 3 is going to 0. It is going to be 0. So we'll get one more 0 here. So just see here, we are adding the third row to the first row and other row will remain unchanged. So in all these processes, just write those rows first which are not going to change. For example, minus 3, 0, 1, minus 2, 1, 2, and then row 3 will be row 3 plus row 1. So 3 minus 3 is 0, 1, 1. We are adding, 1 plus 0 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. Row 3 only will get only change. 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1, negative 1, and 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0, 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have got around 2 zeros and we still need to work upon it. Since we have a 3 and a 2, now we can perform a row 2 change, because minus 2 and 2 we are able to see that. So we'll do what? We'll change the row 2 such that we'll multiply row 2 with 3. If you multiply row 2 with 3, you multiply this row 1 with 2. What do you get? 6 and 6. Both negative. And then you can subtract. So we are changing row 2 to thrice of row 2 minus 2 twice of row 1. Okay. So minus 2, we are multiplying it with 3. So minus 6 you'll get. And we'll subtract it twice of row 1. 2 into 3, 6. And since it is negative, it is going to be minus 6. This is going to be 6. Okay. So minus 6 plus 6 is going to be 0. So we wanted it to be 0. That's why we did this. I have taken a whole process, kind of example, so that you know every row transformation what we are doing. So the first row will remain unchanged. So thrice of row 2 minus twice of row 1. What do you get? 6 minus 6, 0. Then thrice of row 2, 3. 3 into row 2 minus 2 into 0. That is going to be 0. So what do you get here? You get a 3 here. 2. Thrice of 2 is 6. And 6 minus twice of 1. So you get 4 here. And rest will be like this, 0, 1, 2. Same thing you have to do here. 0, 1 minus 1, 1, 0, 0. That will remain unchanged. Now multiply this with 3. 3 into 0 is going to be 0 only. Minus twice of R1. So it is going to be minus 2. 1 into 3, that is going to be 3. 3 minus 2 into 0, that is going to be 3 only. Minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. Minus twice of R1. So minus 3. And minus, because it is minus minus, so plus 2. So it is going to be negative 1 here. Okay. So see, this row transformation takes some time. It takes, I must say that it takes a lot of time. That is why we adopt the other methodology to solve the A inverse. But still, you may be asked about this. Now next one is R3. We are changing to R3 minus R2. Row 3 only will be changed, and that will be changed by subtracting row 3 with row 2. So 0 minus 3 is 3, 1 minus 0 is 1, and 2 minus 1 is 1, because we need a 1 in the diagonal. That is what we are doing. We need 1 in the diagonal and other values as to be 0 on the left hand side. Okay. So R3 will be changed to R3 minus R2. So I'll just write it here, and that, please remember, that has to be done on the right hand side also. Same thing what is on the left hand side should be on the right hand side. So minus 3, 0, 1, 0, 3, 4, R3 minus R2. So 0 minus of minus 3 is 0 minus 3. So R3 minus R2, 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 3 is minus 2, and 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Here also, this first and second row you can just write like that. 1, 0 minus 1, minus 2, 3 minus 1. Then 1 minus of minus 2 is going to be 3. And 0 minus 3 is going to be negative 3. And 0 minus of minus 1 is going to be 1. So minus 2, now there is in your row 3. So let us change this row 3. Let us try to make it as 0 and 1s. So we will multiply row 3 with minus 1 by 2. So all minus 2 will be gone. We can get rid of them. So I'll just change the color, and it is minus 3, 0, 1, 0, 3, 4, and multiply this by negative half. So that is going to be 0, minus 2 into negative half will be going to be 1, and this is also 1. And this 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, 3, minus 1, minus half. So it is going to be minus half is minus 3 by 2. This also minus, since it is minus, plus 3 by 2, and you have minus 1 by 2. Okay. Now we'll change row 2 to row 2 minus 4 into row 3. Row 2 we are changing. Only row 2 will change, and row 2 will be changed to row 2 minus 4 row 3. So minus 3, 0, 1 will remain like this. And this 0, 1, 1 will remain like this. Those rows which are not changing, just write it like that. Otherwise there will be a confusion. So just write those which are not changing. So I'm writing all it here. And row 2 we are changing row 2 minus 4 into row 3. So 0, 0 minus 4 into 0. 3 minus 4 into row 3. 4 into 1. It is going to be negative 1. Then 4 minus, specifically for this we have done this. 4 minus 4 of R3, this is going to be 1. 0, sorry. Same thing we are going to do on the right hand side. So I'm just writing it. I hope you'll be able to do that. So I'm just writing the values here because that thing has to be done in say same way as the left hand one. Now R3 we are changing to R3 plus R2. R3. So R3 will only change. Let us write the others here. So minus 3, 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0. Row 3 plus row 2. So 0 plus 0, 0, 1 minus 1 is 0 and 1 plus 0 is 1. So we have got number of zeros and 1 also. So 0, 0, 1. Here also row 3 plus row 2. So this is 1, 0, minus 1, 4, minus 3, 1. And I hope you'll be able to add these 4 minus 3 by 2 and minus 3 plus 3 by 2 and 1 plus minus 1 by 2. So let me just write it here what you are going to get. Actually it is 4 minus 3 by 2. 4 to the 8 minus 3 by 2, that is going to be 5 by 2. 5 by 2. You should only, ponder upon the logic. The calculation I hope you'll be able to do. Next one is row 1 we are changing to row 1 because we have already done row 3 plus row 2. Row 1 will change to row 1 minus row 3. So row 1 minus row 3. Okay. So we'll write this row 2 and row 3 as it is. Here also row 2 and row 3 will write it as it is. 4 minus 3, 1. 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2 and minus half. Row 1 minus row 2 will do. So row 1 minus 3 minus 0. It's going to be minus 3 only. 0 minus 1 is 0. And 1 minus 0. Again we got a 0. Right? So row 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, minus 3 minus 0 is of course minus 3. Same thing here on the right hand side also, row 1 minus row 3. So I'm just writing it directly. It's going to be minus 3 by 2, 3 by 2 and it's going to be minus 3 by 2. Next one, since we have got many zeros but we still need minus 3 and minus 1 to be made as 1. So we are changing row 1 to row 1 multiplied by minus 1 by 3. So just multiply the first row by minus 1 by 3. So minus 3 into minus 1 by 3 is 1. The other things will remain like this. 0 minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Minus 1 by 3 multiplied. So it is going to be 1, 0, 0. So again minus 1 by 3 multiplied by 3 gets cancelled and negative will become positive. So 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Other things remains the same. 4 minus 3, 1. And then we have 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2 and minus half. See, on the left hand side we have already achieved it. Almost. Only this minus 1 has to be changed to plus 1. For that, we'll just change the sign of row 2. This only minus has to be made as positive. So row 2 we will change to minus row 2. That is the only thing we have to do. Okay. Row 2 will change to minus to plus. So I'm just changing the sign. I'm not doing that in a different, we are just short of space. So just imagine we have changed the sign. So this right hand side is A inverse. Left hand side we already made as identity element. Right hand side is A inverse. So the final value is like this. Half minus half half minus 4, 3 minus 1, 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2 and half. It will take a bit time but you will get the result like this. This is going to be A inverse into A.